Welcome back. Last time we covered the CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Today, we are moving into another foundational framework you'll hear constantly in information security: AAA. And no, we're not talking about roadside assistance. AAA stands for Authentication, Authorization, and Accounting. And together, they form the backbone of how systems manage identity and access. Let's go through each one. First, authentication. This is the process of verifying that someone is who they claim to be. When you type in a username and password, that's authentication. You are proving your identity to the system. It's answering one simple question: who are you? Authentication can happen in a lot of different ways, not just passwords. It might be a fingerprint, a text message code, security key, or some combination of those. We are going to spend an entire video later on authentication methods and multi-factor authentication specifically. So for now, just remember, authentication equals proving identity. Second, authorization. Now, this is where a lot of students mix up because authentication and authorization sound similar, but they mean very different things. Authorization happens after authentication and it answers a different question. Now we know who you are. What are you allowed to do? Think about logging into your online banking. Authentication gets you into your account. Authorization determines what you can see, whether you can see your own balance and make your own transfers. But you absolutely cannot see or touch anyone else's account. Same system, same login process, but very different permissions depending on who you are. Here's a simple way to keep these two straight. Authentication is about identity. Authorization is about permissions, or even shorter. Authentication asks, who are you? Authorization asks, what can you do? Third, accounting, sometimes also called auditing. This is the process of tracking and logging what users actually do once they are in the system. Every login attempt, every file accessed, every transaction made, accounting is what creates the record of it all. This matters for a few reasons. It helps organizations detect suspicious activity. It creates accounting so actions can be traced back to a specific person. And in a lot of industries, it's legal or regulatory requirement to maintain these logs. Think about your bank statement again. That list of transactions you can scroll through is essentially the accounting piece of AAA in action. It's not controlling what you can do anymore. It's just quietly recording what you did do. Let's walk through a real world example to tie all these three together. Say you log into your work email. First, you type in your credentials and maybe a code from an authenticator app. That's authentication, proving you are really you. Once you are in the system, checks what email box and folders you are allowed to access, since you obviously shouldn't be able to open your coworker's inbox. That's authorization. And in the background, the system is logging your login time, your IP address, maybe which emails you opened or sent. That's accounting. Three distinct processes, but they work together seamlessly. And most of the time, users never even think about the fact that all three are happening. One thing worth highlighting for college level audience is these three concepts show up everywhere in security architecture, not just in login systems, firewalls, cloud platforms, databases, physical access systems. they all rely on some form of AAA under the hood. If you understand this framework well, you will start recognizing it in almost every security tool or protocol we discuss going forward. A quick preview for where this is heading. In a few videos, we are going to dive deep into authentication, specifically covering things like multi factor authentication, single sign on, and password security. We'll also cover authorization models like role based access controls. So, AAA isn't just a standalone concept, it's really the umbrella that a lot of our upcoming topics live under. That wraps up AAA. Quick recap before you go. Authentication proves who you are. Authorization determines what you are allowed to do. And accounting keeps the record of what actually happened. Get comfortable with that distinction, especially between authentication and authorization, because it's one of the most commonly tested concepts, security courses and certification exams alike. Next up, we'll cover non repudiation, which nicely connects the accounting piece we talked about. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.